Cold calling is the number one reason why we were able to get to $50,000 in monthly reoccurring revenue. And to be honest with you, if we wouldn't have done it, we probably wouldn't be in business today. My promise to you with this video is if you listen to the top 3 reasons why cold calling is king, you are going to be able to run your own successful cold calling campaign. You're going to be able to get more walkthroughs booked, close more leads, and save money. Now, when you start out in business, everybody tells you what you need to do, especially the people who have never ran businesses in their life before. Everybody was telling me you need to go join the chamber, get business cards, make flyers, get a postcards done, spend money on ads, all of this stuff. And we practically did it all. One of the first things that I did was I hired a Google Ads account manager. They were this company, 5-star rated, promised that they did a great job on campaigns. They've had other service companies that they've worked for and that they can guarantee that they'll get me some results. Okay, sounds good, ready to go. How much does it cost? They look at me and they go, at minimum, Preston, we need at least $1,000 to spend for your Google Ads. And I was like, oh my gosh, $1,000. Why do you need $1,000? And they looked at me and they just said, look, here's the deal. We need to be able to send enough traffic to your ad to be able to evaluate what's working, what's not, and then to fine tune it. Okay, that made sense. So from there, we ended up spending, I think, about $2,000 a month in Google Ads. And can you imagine just how many leads we got? We got maybe 1 to 2 leads over an entire year of just literally taking $2,000 every month and lighting a fire to it. It was bad. And honestly, we ended up finally saying, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. Completely cut out Google Ads. Don't use it to this day. We don't use it. All right, so now we're like, well, we need to figure out something else to do to generate leads. We just wasted all that money. So, we were hearing all of these gurus talk about how postcards or DACs, they're like this big and they get sent directly to the businesses and they're glossy and shiny and you put your business info, how these things are just the unicorn. And that's how this person was calling it, the unicorn of sales tactics and marketing. So we invested in that. It looked really great. I was in love with it. The graphic designer who we chose to design it did an amazing job. Ended up spending $5,000 for that. I think it gets sent out to like maybe 13,000, 15,000 businesses. And we waited and waited until finally the phone rings and we get the opportunity to come out to this building and do a one-time deep clean for $1,000. So we spent $5,000 to get literally $1,000 back. So we were in the hole $4,000 from the DAC, from the postcard. And at this point, we're like, we got to figure out how to actually get sales without going broke, because we are going to be out of business by like literally a couple more months from doing all this. This isn't going to work. This is not sustainable. So we sat down, we thought, well, what do we do cold calling? Old school, let's just do it. And the truth is, when we started out, it was easy. We went around town, we tried to find buildings that we wanted to work for, came up with a list, started cold calling on them. Guess what? It cost us the gas money, that was it. Basically free. So guess what? If we ended up landing an account worth $10,000, the ROI on that is amazing. Next option, you don't want to do that, fine. You can go buy lists online. You can literally type in cold call list for sale and it'll charge you like $200, $250. That's it. Don't want to do that? Fine. The third option, which is where we are at today, we hired a company to cold call for us. And roughly what you can expect is for about $1,000, they will probably make about 100 calls Monday through Friday for the entire month. By the way, if you need any help with any of this stuff or ideas on what to say or, how to get your campaign running and fine-tuned, I do offer one-on-one coaching. It's in the link in the description below. Now, that was the first thing, guys. It was inexpensive. It didn't cost a lot of money. And it was great. It was such a great way to get started. And we actually got sales from doing that. That's what was so great. Even though we weren't that experienced in cold calling, and it was a little bit scary, a little bit frightening, but it actually worked. Who would have thought old school tactics that have been around forever, for decades, works? Man, who would have thought, right? And I always say this, like, do you know how to run a Google ad campaign? Do you know what it takes? I didn't. Do you have the skills and experience to, design your own postcard or DAC? I didn't. I didn't want to mess with that. But what I did know was that I could pick up a phone and I could call on people. And it might not be the best, especially in the beginning, but if I do this enough, I'm going to get more relaxed, more comfortable, and be able to probably land some sales. It's like I can do that. Therefore, I did do it. And truthfully, if you're an entrepreneur, it's like a bonus. It's like a hack almost, because as entrepreneurs, you're going to deal with putting out fires, customers who are going to yell at you, people who are going to be mean and rude. And what a great way to get that experience than cold calling on random businesses, 100 times a day. It's a great thing to get experience. Honestly, if you're somebody who maybe has the money to go buy cold callers, I do suggest maybe for the first 2 to 3 months, cold call on some businesses yourself just to get an understanding, of what to say and just to honestly improve your speaking skills. It's great for that. So that's the second reason why cold calling is so great. You guys, it's easy. Anyone can do it. And here's the thing too, everybody wants to make cold calling this extremely complex thing that requires all this skill and knowledge. You have so many sales gurus who want to try to sell you the perfect, sales script on how to close over the phone. We're not worried about that. You don't need all of that. This is it. All you're trying to do is figure out who's in charge of hiring a cleaning service for their building. You're trying to find out things like, when their contract expires. If you do get on the phone with the decision maker, you're not trying to sell them over the phone. You're just trying to get a meeting with them. That's it, to see how you can help them. Keep it simple, you guys. It's not that complicated. There's not some special words to say. The truth is, when you get through over the phone, there's only 3 things. Either A, they move you to the decision maker, and the decision maker tells you, either I'm happy, then fine, you're probably not going to get anything out of it. Or we hate our cleaners. Guess what? You have a great opportunity to get an estimate out of it if you just say, well, hey, you know what? We're 5-star rated on Google. We are quality based. I think we can help you. Win some time that you have for free so we can come out and do a walkthrough. That's as simple and easy, you guys, as it needs to be. It's not that hard. And then lastly, the plan and the game plan really to go forward here and to crush it and truly to gain significant sales is you need to be calling on about 100 businesses Monday through Friday for an entire month. And no more or no less. I mean, you can do more, but I would not do any less, because the truth is, when we started doing that, it finally started getting us sales. And what you can expect is to probably get about 8 walkthroughs a month. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to hit that every month. This is a typical example of what usually happens. Maybe you don't cold call, maybe you do the cold calls for the entire month, but you don't get anything. What you'll notice is on the second month, as long as you're consistent and you're sticking with the program and the 100 calls a day, you'll notice, oh man, instead of getting 8, now we got 16 this month. That is typically how this works. So when I hear everybody tell me that, oh, I tried cold calling, it doesn't work, it's outdated. Oh yeah, well, how many calls did you make? 50, 20? Maybe 3 days and that was it. It takes time. It also takes belief. If you're going to go into it thinking, oh, it's not going to work, yeah, I'm sure you're just going to give the best representation to yourself to the person who's going to be on the other side of the phone. That's it, you guys. Do 100 calls Monday through Friday for an entire month. Go into it just thinking how you want to learn and get better each and every single time, and you will be successful at cold calling. It is a great tool. It's inexpensive. It's blown my business up. And to any guru out there who's going to tell you that it doesn't work, they're liars, or they've never actually ran a successful commercial cleaning business in their life. Have a good one.